All right. Okay. Wait. Ah, crap. Can y'all hear me? Don't do this now. Not now. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. It's not showing up on the thing down here again, and I done thought we'd done screwed up again somehow. Good to know. Well, okay. That was a nice comical start. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone have a good week? I hope so. So we got quite a few people in here. Emery's welcome. One, welcome. Tara, welcome. Yes, thank you. Get those thumbs ups on there. Helps the channel out a lot. Lets YouTube know you like the work we're doing. And that way they show it to people who would be interested. The more likes we get, the more they show the videos. It's an algorithm thing. Sierra, welcome. Yes, we do seem to have an early bird community that jumps in here and waits on me to come in here and see if I've screwed up the audio or not. Also, we are trying something new with the mic. Hopefully it sounds a little better. I know some people complained about that last Sunday, so hopefully this will work. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Wasabi, welcome, man. All right, so I have had a busy week. Oh, my Lord. It has just been one of those weeks. There's at least 2 meetings I had this week where I spent probably 4 hours waiting around on a meeting that was late, and then one of them just never happened. I was a little upset about that one. My cheeks are extra rosy today. Oh. I do not know what makes my cheeks rosy. I don't. Bernalda's, Peachy, welcome. Animal Man, hello. That's the nature of things. Sometimes you do, sometimes it happens, but by and large, you know, I try to, unless an emergency comes up, I'm kind of I will do everything I can to keep an appointment. I guess that's asking too much for some. CJ, welcome. And Lika, welcome. So that was a fun little entertaining week by and large, but did get a lot of stuff done. Moved some things around in the office. We got a lot of filming done this week, actually, which was really good. That needed to be done. Did some editing on the Dragon Magic 102, as well as some fine-tuning of the layout of that. Of course, been working with Odin. I did actually finish up my working with Ball and the Dark Venus, and have started the Clifothic workings with Tabal Cain. Not a whole lot to share on that, really, because it's just getting that started up. Though I know he's highly credited for being a weaponsmith of great caliber. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Emery is a terror person. I come up with. Well, you're not a terrible person for coming up with them. I think everyone does that, Emery's. I really do. I will say this: try and keep the chat PG. I know last week we had a few little hiccups the admins had to deal with, but by and large, y'all pretty good about it, and I do appreciate that a lot. Thank you much. Mugs up to y'all. You really are some great viewers, and well, You keep the moderators' jobs a lot easier. Using our logo mug today. It was kind of funny. I found this up in the cabinet, and I was like, I don't even remember the last time I used it. J-Boo, howdy, good to see you. So, yeah, it has been a busy week for me. Though I am really excited to get into working with the Volcane. There's so many questions I have, so many questions on his lore, because many people view him as a son of Cain himself or a son of descendant of Cain. Some people view him as the brother of Nama. I mean, there's just so many conflicting bits of lore and pieces about him that, for me, that just fascinates me. And I've got so many questions I want to try and get some notes on and get some gnosis on. And, of course, whatever work it is he has to throw at me. I will say this. One of the things he has told me quite clearly, he is the forger of weapons, but he does not forge weapons from metals, as is thought. The metal that he forges with is the soul. So he made it very clear that, you know, the thing he will be forging is me. So I guess you can really say I'm getting hammered on this one. But it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. See what we got in here, Talking Snake. Talking Snake, check out our contacting deities or entities video. It covers a lot of the basics. The big thing is do your research on them. I am unaware of a particular sigil for Artemis, so I would actually use the name and either craft a sigil from that. Also, if you don't mind mixing the two, I know Artemis ain't Norse, but the Hailing Rite is a great ritual to use for contacting an entity. And then spend time after you've done that to follow both of those instructions to easily be able to reach out and contact them. But honestly, the easiest way to contact an entity is using their name. So intoning Artemis's name in meditation is a great way to contact her. Wasabi. You know what sucks about Magick? How hard it is to get a controlled environment to find out what works in a spell and what doesn't. That's where your journal and your note comes in. And repetitiveness. You're right, you can't necessarily control all variables. And in fact, when it comes to Magick, we really can't control all variables. So you do have to constantly be putting things to the test, always. I mean, the 28 laws of magic, y'all know, I've tested those for 20 years now. They keep winning. They keep panning out. They keep proving themselves true, but I keep testing them. The same thing with spells. I'm constantly reworking spells I do and stuff and testing them because the more data I have, the more reliable it is. There's no quick and easy way in Magick. Magick is a lot of work, and it should be. Let's see. Ani-chan, I love the community you have gathered. Man, you know, mugs up on that to you, Ani-chan, and the community. You are right. I am very, very blessed with a great group of people and a community here on the channel and in the Discord. Y'all's great. Jimu, starting the Arcane Senses course. I started last night and had the most vivid dream last night relating in my auras and controlling it. Awesome, J-Mood. That is a really good course. I get a lot of compliments on it. Honestly, even my private students go through that exact same working when it comes to the arcane senses. So I'm glad to hear you're using that. And I'm not surprised to hear you're seeing results even in your dreams. As your arcane senses begin to open, it's not uncommon for your dreams to become more vivid. Let's see. Have you ever met a demon called Duke Boone? Yeah, Boone is one of the Goetian spirits. So yeah, I've encountered Boone a time or two when pathworking with the Goetia. Boone does have a masculine and a feminine form. Most demons actually do, or most infernal spirit, whatever you want to call them. I really don't like the word demon because due to the way Christianity has twisted the word, but yeah, Boone can have a very much more feminine aspect to him. Boone does occasionally take a dragon form, though is not a dragon. But there are actually a few entities in the Goetia that will take on a draconic form, even though they are not dragons. Let's see, Mr. Lavender White Wolf did the Fehu Herman meditation last night. It was really interesting. It showed me an eagle. Awesome, Lavender. Awesome. Yeah, I actually, usually the class videos, like the room class playlist that we're trying out, it doesn't get the best response or views. I guess people aren't too interested in it, but that's fine. Though this one, I did get a lot of great comments, specifically in the Golder section. There's a lot of people who's read about Golder and they've tried to understand what it meant. They said the demo for the Golder was beyond helpful for them in their practice. So that was really awesome to hear. And everyone has been getting a lot of great results out of that. So that's always awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing, Mystic. We got 19 people in here watching and or listening. Be sure to smash the thumbs up. See, occasionally I remember to say things too. Because we got only 9 likes and okay, now they're jumping. Okay, y'all's listening. Thank you. Appreciate it. That helps YouTube know y'all like what we're doing. See what we got. Would you recommend for mood bathing when you live in an apartment complex? I don't really do moon bathing, but at the same, when I go camping, I guess I do. But honestly, you can do moon bathing in your shower or in your bathtub just as easily as you can. The lunar energies will pass through a wall. But a way you can ramp it up, Anne-Marie, and one thing I like to do is I'll actually get in the shower, even if I'm going to take a bath. I'll get in the shower with the shower running, and I just got the bathtub plugged and filling, so I'm not wasting water. And I will do a ritual right there and then to pull that energy into the bathroom and fill the bathroom with that energy. And then when I'm done with the ritual and I'm ready to actually sit down in the bath, I'll shut the shower off and just run the tub until it's full. And then, of course, I turn it off. Figure I better make sure to say turn it off because somebody's going to flood a house and say, Drake told me to do it. That ain't what I said. Let's see. Talking Snake, no problem. You're welcome. Lily, that's great to hear that they're improving. Your arcane senses are so helpful. That is awesome. Jade, you made it. Welcome. Yeah, they do take it as a form shift and change. But yeah. Let's see. That's Jamie. That's true about Christianity. That's true about how Christianity sold unlabeled demons. In ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, it was written that the demons held mankind with their strength and fought evil. Actually, Jay, that's actually true. People seem to have this weird ideal that angels and demons are at war. They actually work together. They actually have a genuine alliance, and they constantly work together. So if you look at what some people call the Infernal Empire, where demons, I guess you say, live or hang out, you'll find true angels there. And if you look at the angelic realms, you will find demons there, because they do actually work together. But if you're running a religious system that requires one ultimate entity that can be the only entity, otherwise, you've done screwed up, and you kind of got to have this battle for good and evil concept. Otherwise, it just don't work, does it? But to each their own. We don't pick on religions here, but it is to each their own. We stick to the academic. So just before it turns into people get feisty. No getting feisty. Let's see. Is there a better term to use for demons and their kind? Something they prefer? Well, that's actually kind of the interesting one, Tara, because by and large, demons don't mind the term demon. They do view themselves as entities. To them, us using the term demon or angel, we're talking about the exact same race of entities. Okay? To them, there's no difference in the entity and saying Kentuckian and Tennessean, for example. They're both people. They both live in the U.S. They're the exact same people. You only have two labels. But here's the difference. And well, this may make sense to some, it may not. But there is a slight differential in culture just between those two states, even though they're hugged right up next to each other. And part of that is the angelics tend to be more law and order based, where the demons are more chaotic. So yeah, you tend to find a few more restrictions. It's harder to get help from some angels than it is demons. But that's really the only dividing line. So they don't mind the names. It's just, I don't like it because the thought process it brings up in people's minds, if that makes sense. You'll all notice I use the word entities more than any other word, because ultimately they are all entities. Let's see. One-Chan, who would you say is the best entity to work with to gain strength? Ooh, One-Chan, there's so many great ones out there. I do like Tyr. Thor is also really good for gaining strength. I do know a jarhead that was working with Hercules to build up some muscle and everything. In case you're wondering, that's a Marine. He was doing a really good job. So considering the results he was given, I've never worked with Hercules directly for that reason, but definitely a good one there. I also know an individual who did work with Archangel Michael to work on building strength. Let's see. Those are the big ones that come to mind straight off. I don't want to waste too much time racking my brain for multiple entities. Let's see. That's how I get behind on questions. I spend too much time thinking. Let's see, Sierra, I was thinking of working with the Bay courts, but since with the seasons the courts change, can you still reach a court that is not in season, or is it best to change with the seasons of the courts? Yes, you can still reach out to a court if it's not actually its current season. It won't be the dominant court, but that you can still reach out to it and work with it. By and large, it's easier to reach out to them if it's more in season, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. It is very possible. Because, well, for example, Map's still bugging the tar out of me about a few things. So, yay. But yeah, right now, in order to get those notes for the path working, I am mostly working with the summer court at this time. But it is possible, Sierra, and good luck with that. Let's see, Mystic Lavender, White Wolf. Everyone needs balance of dark and light. Yes, they do. And actually, we got a video on living a balanced life. I actually did film that this week, Terror. So I took your example and filmed it. So your suggestion is filmed. Expect that in the next, let's say 2-3 weeks-ish to go live. So it was weird. It was a weird video because I noticed we had more to talk about in balancing the mundane for this video, and it got so long. So it does seem to be balancing the mundane, which is massively, massively important to a magical practice. So many people forget about the mundane, and it was just funny because Odin and Freya were sitting there along with the dragons, like, no, keep going, keep going. That's what we need right now. So I may do a second part to that one that goes more into the metaphysical later. We'll see. But we do also have a video on light, dark, positive, and negative coming out shortly too. So maybe that'll fill that niche. We'll see exactly how the dragons and the other entities I work with who usually help me with these things want to drive that. But yeah, Tara, that video actually did get filmed this week. Thank you for that suggestion. Hugs up. Let's see. And Tai. If I butchered that, I apologize. Welcome. Reduced Snaboo. In your last video about dragons, you spoke about them in quite a strict way. My experience so far with my co-mag and guardian is that they are very warm and understanding. Dragons are warm and understanding. They are warm and understanding. They do require you to do the work. They are warm and understanding. But when it comes to the laws of the draconic realm, there's no wiggle room. There is not wiggle room. So the way a co-magician and a guardian works with you, that's a relationship. That's a little bit less defined by those laws. The laws would only dictate certain things. Honestly, those laws come into butt is, like, for example, if I was to try and say Temp Astro was my co-magician or my guardian, well, by the laws of the draconic realm, you know that I am full of crap because that's not allowed. They can't be a co-magician or a guardian. In which case, you should probably smack me in the back of the head, which you're never going to hear me say that, but you know what I mean. So they are strict on themselves. And when it comes to working with us, they can be warm, they can be caring, they can be compassionate, but when it's time to work, it's time to work. And as long as you're doing the work and putting the effort in, even if you fall flat on your face, they're going to still be there to pick you back up. If that makes sense. And yeah, I did speak very blunt and direct in that video. And that's because we have had so many people seem to misunderstand and try to turn these dragons into fluffy little bunny things that are going to coddle you, not teach you. And that can be a dangerous mentality to approach dragons with. They don't coddle. They can be compassionate and warm without coddling. They do expect you to do your work. Would Freya be a good one? Yes, Freya would be fantastic for fitness, Talking Snake. She is a magnificent warrior. And she would be very good for fitness. She's actually, she's one of the ones that's been helping me with my workout routine. She actually said something a little ominous today. She's like, you wait till tomorrow. We got something special for workout time. Come ready. I'm like, uh-oh. What's going to happen? What's going down? Is she going to try and kill me? So I might be a little extra sore tomorrow. We'll see what she's got planned. But yeah, Freya would be excellent, Talking Snake. Absolutely excellent. Let's see. No problem, Onim Chan. Always happy to help when I can. And Rhoda, they will help you. They will let you work at your own pace, but you still have to be doing the work. There's a difference. There is a difference. Let's see. Sierra, thank you, Drake. No problem. Tara, if you need to make a long video, I don't mind it. I love your content, and it's more informative, the better. That is true. That is true. Part of the reason I try not to break the 30-minute mark, and I don't even like getting to that, I don't like editing. I really don't. And also, I tend to think people trail off a lot more. I think like 20 minutes is usually the mark, and then you see a drastic drop off. They're just tired of hearing me. So I try to cater to what the viewers tend to prefer, as well as, well, I don't like editing. but so I do try to keep them within that bracket most of the time. So I'd rather split it up into 2 videos where someone can really focus, as opposed to just ramble on for 2-3 hours, if that makes sense, Tara. But I am glad you appreciate the content and you enjoy it. Good to know. Only chance to say. All right. Well, I try not to cut anything short. If it runs long just because it needs the info, I usually let it run long. I try not to leave anything out. So you guys can at least rest at ease there. Wildfire, hello. Here, Marie's. Let's see, Emery's, what does the moon card in tarot mean to me? You know what? I haven't picked up a tarot deck in so long, I can't even remember the moon card by much. Right off my gut, when the moon card deals out, it usually means it's talking cycles. And that cycle can be a lot of things, from growth. It can be revealing things. It can be empowerment. It can also represent psychic awakenings and energetic flows. But like I said, it's been a long time. And it also depends, not just the card, but what cards are associated with it and around it during the reading. Terror. Is it possible to suggest to Dragonkind to maybe make a giant dragon jail for those who break the laws instead of using strict death penalties? Probably not. Probably not. I'm running errands and watching you live, going to stores and such. Gotta love multitasking. Oh, Mystic Laver, that is cool. So I'm joining you on your errands today. Awesome. Awesome. Appreciate it. This is why headsets are such a wonderful thing these days. You can run your errands and listen to something like this. That is great. Since you're working out and you're going to eventually lose weight, please don't lose your fabulous cheeks. They are a blessing to our. Aw, Tara, that's sweet of you. Sweet of you. I think my cheeks might be due to all the smiling and laughing I do. So that shouldn't be an issue. I don't see that ending anytime soon. But I actually am losing some weight. I'm actually down like 8 pounds already this year, which is just freaking amazing to me. And my energy levels have gone up. Even like the cashier at the Next, she actually has already noticed. She's like, you look better. So people's already noticing the change in my face. So that's pretty cool. Radu, thanks for clarifying everything. I'll do my best to put in the elbow grease needed. Hey, Drake, do you have any experience working with Apollo? No, that's actually one I do not. I apologize, Radu. I do not. Terror. Let's see. How true or accurate are the laws of dragons that are listed in Conway's first book? She lists things that are apparently important to them. How true are they really? Are you talking about her draconic code of ethics that are in there? That's actually something I'm planning to do a video on real soon, actually, because I've been getting a lot of questions about it. And a lot of that was taken from a lot of the Wiccan and spiritual viewpoints at the time and put in, reworded and phrased. Some of it the dragons do hold to very much, but not all of it. And I'm wanting to go through one by one and talk about what the dragons do hold to specifically, what was an add-on, what its importance is. By and large, it's been a while since I've looked at the whole list she has, but I can't think of any of them that's a bad idea, personally speaking. I know one person who they know the dragons don't require it, but they were wanting kind of a guideline code of honor kind of thing to follow, and they started using that. I think they've tweaked it a little over the years, but I mean, it's not a bad one. It's not a requirement, but it's not a bad thing. But I will be doing a video on that very soon. I'm actually hoping to shoot that in the next week or two, maybe. So, and I just realized I wore a different hat. I just had this one when I went out today. So, things you realize. All right, let's see. Ona-chan just enrolled in the Arcane Site course. Awesome! I think you're really going to like it. You should see a lot of improvements to your Arcane senses with that. Mystic Lavender, White Wolf, Moon Card, Cycle, Psychic Improvement. Oh, look at that! I actually remembered it. Hot dang! I was a little worried being put on the spot, Mystic, that I would screw that one all up. So thank you for popping that in there. I appreciate that. Because I don't do tarot a lot. I prefer runes and scrying. Y'all know that. So yeah, I appreciate that. And I do often reference notes because I got so much going on through my head bouncing and my day-to-day stuff. It's hard for me to do things from memory. Let's see. Tara, you smiling and laughing is the best. Well, I appreciate that. I do. I like to have a good disposition and smile and laugh. Life's too short not to enjoy it. We had a discussion like that today in the Discord server. I told somebody straight up, I was like, you know what? You worried about what someone else said? That's only taken away from you. Don't let them do that to you. Austin, what deity should someone work with to attain more omnipotence? Oh, that's a good one. Omnipotence it largely is going to tie into self-mastery. If you want omnipotence, you need self-mastery. The two are drastically tied together in a way that I cannot even begin to explain. Actually, anytime you talk about the omnipotence, omnipresence, they're very, very tied to that self-mastery. So first and foremost, Austin, be working on yourself. You've got to be working on yourself. And from there, that gets tricky. Odin and Freya are both very good at dealing with omnipotence because they're very big on that whole your self-empowerment concepts. I've been told Zeus is. I don't work with Zeus a lot, so I can just say I've been told that. Now, on that same thing, though, I know Lucifer's pretty big on that. He's actually good to work with, as is Azazel. But those would be the ones I'm most familiar with, Austin. Yeah, the laws of the Draconic Realm would be separated from the Code of Ethics, Tara. So I'll probably separate those in videos. Our universal balance is an obvious, but it would be handy to know the rest. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the dragons haven't pushed our knowledge of their laws themselves that they hold themselves to, because like they don't hold us specifically to their laws. They hold themselves to those laws. The things they hold us to is a little different than that. But you would think that they would be more inclined for us to understand that. Or perhaps this is just one of those things they haven't thought about, because again, they don't really understand everything humans do. They look at things very, very differently than us. Sometimes they do things and we're like, what are you doing? But then we do things and they're like, well, that just don't make no sense at all. So it could be a cultural difference, but you know what? That's a good thing. I think I will bring that up to them, Tara. We'll see about that. Blog Live. Aloha, welcome. Oh, another thing. We had a bunch, and I do mean a bunch of comments this week get flagged because they had links in them somewhere. YouTube don't like links, and I can't edit the comment to take links out or nothing. So make sure if you're posting a comment that you're not dropping or hiding a link in a word, because it's usually just a word that's been turned into a link somehow. Because YouTube will flag that and jerk that down quicker than I'll get out. And a lot of those comments that had those in there were really good comments, and I didn't have a way to do anything about that. So I do apologize for the missing comments like that. But do make sure you're not putting links in there for that reason. I don't know which ones YouTube flags or why. It's their prerogative. So be careful with that one. Just a little announcement, because y'all's got some great comments, and I hate to see the good ones get yanked down like that. So just a little heads up. Olivia, hello. I finally made Moonwater. Any great ideas for easy rituals to use it for healing? It's also raining over here. Are there any spells including rainbows? Actually using rainbows right off the hand. The only rainbow ritual or spell I know of actually deals with Heimdall and the Rainbow Bridge. And it's more of a overcoming obstacles and opening doorways and crossing to the next state of progress for you. So it's a really great way to knock down obstacles if you're feeling stuck, because it punches through to the other side of where you're trying to get to. As far as the Moonwater, a real simple and easy ritual with Moonwater for healing is to actually do your ritual, start it the way you normally would. In the case of Dragon Magic, let's say you open with the Dragon's Flame ritual. And you take your Moonwater, you put it into, you can even put it into something as small as a shot glass. So look, we got a little tiny thing of hot sauce here on the disc. So let's say this is our shot glass. We know it's not a shot glass, but that's what we're going to say it is. And you put your Moonwater in that. You're going to have that on your workspace. And instead of channeling the energy to you, you're going to be channeling it directly to the water in the container. And you're going to be focusing all that energy on healing, every bit of it. And once you feel that that is completely and teetotally charged with that healing energy, you chug a lug. You finish it and chug that Moonwater. So now you're getting all that lunar energy plus the healing energy at once. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, Olivia. Give that one a try. Austin, no problem. Happy to help where I can. Teradar. It's okay if we don't understand, but maybe if we learn from each other, we can work together better. That's kind of my thoughts there too, Tara. The better we try to understand each other, the better we can work together, the better progress we can make in an overall. And, hey, if we understand each other and working together, that just benefits the multiversal balance across the board, if you ask my 2 cents on it. So we might be onto something there. Jamu, is it okay to carry the Dragon's Eye seal with a Sephirum seal together? Yeah, no issues there. None at all. Like I said, I've not found an entity or group of entities just yet that the dragons don't work with. So you shouldn't have any conflicting energies at all. I have a Dragon's Eye seal on me literally every day. The artist who cleaned up the Dragon's Eye seal for me, they actually made one that I can, it's the background on my phone, turned off, so I can't show you, sorry. Every time I forget to turn it off, it pings really loud during the streams. But so I carry one with me all the time. I also we have the stickers at workingdragonmystic.com. You click on the merch tab. We have both the artistic and the standard Dragon's Eye seal like this that are stickers. So I know a lot of people have put that sticker on their phone, in their journals. One person's even asked me for a patch for a jacket. I don't know if we can do a patch. I'm looking into it though. So yeah, no problems carrying that around. Whew, okay, where are we at? Do the colors of dragons mean something, Emery? No, actually they don't. This is a common misconception. A dragon can actually assume any color it wants, any color. So people automatically assume red dragons are fire dragons. Well, on the average, maybe 60 to 70% of the time that might be true. But fire dragons can come in any color, from black, orange, yellow, white, blue, even purple. So you do have a lot of variations in those colors, and the fact that they can just choose a random color. I actually know a dragon of darkness that is bright pink. You have no idea how confusing that was originally. So their colors really don't have as much meaning as people would like to associate with them, because they can be any color they want and work with any element they want. He busy doing kung fu in the backyard and listening to the stream. Cheers. Cheers, T busy. Hey. Get that good workout. See, Tara, I'm still against the death penalty. Well, it's not our choice, Tara. I understand that. But it's not our choice. And Radu, you nailed it. Dragons making mistakes and has massive consequences that are disastrous across the multiverse. See, we look at things in a very small pinpoint, but the draconic laws that they follow they're literally in place to maintain balance across the multiverse. So breaking one of those laws causes a massive ripple effect that can spread out and really harm millions of entities. So yeah, the consequences are much, much bigger, and the stakes are much, much higher. Plus, no dragon has to agree to be a guardian or a co-magician. They can easily bypass that and go do something else. So you agree into the terms. See, Sierra, have you worked with or know anything? Know where unicorns fit in entity-wise? Are they part of the Fey realm courts? And the true, they only prefer the pure souls. I have worked with unicorns. Yes, they're part of both summer and winter courts. And no, they don't give a rat's patootie about pure souls. Unicorns are downright mean and vicious critters. They really, really are. To be dead honest, they are one of the ones that are the most trouble in the Fey realms, because they are so territorial and just downright vicious. They commonly protect their territories with massive magical spells that deal with nature and or just goring people with their horns. In fact, the Fae actually use them as war mounts. Both of the Fae queens have a unicorn of some variety for their one of their war mounts. I know Mav herself has several war mounts, but at least one is a freaking nasty, massive unicorn. But they are fantastic creatures. They are absolutely beautiful too, hands down. Let's see. Olivia. Let's see. What are we talking about? Let's see. Olivia. He seems secretive though, so we must be careful and ask permission to describe them to others. Yes, that is true. You need to be a little careful on some of those things. Mystic Lavender, what wolf? I was thinking about making dragon sigil for a necklace to help connect with her when I need help with my anxiety to force me to ground and stay calm. Yeah, you can do that. You can actually take the name of your dragon, if that's what you're talking about, and easily make a sigil to help you work with that dragon and ground it. And actually, with your anxiety, that's actually a really good idea. It's a really great idea. A lot of my students do something very similar, whether it's a piece of jewelry or something, they create some magical link so that when they, can either play with it on their finger or, like you said, it helps with their anxiety. So yeah, that's a great idea, Mystic Lavender. I don't know what more to say about her. I mean, she was a dark dragon, not a death dragon, just a dragon of darkness. Which these dragons do tend to usually take on these really deeper colors. Most of them will look black, but when you get closer, you realize they're not necessarily black. So like, other dragons of certain elements there seems to be a general pattern. I mean, even me knowing that a pattern don't mean squat to dragons. I had not seen a color amongst dragons of darkness that just went that flamboyantly bright, almost neon pink. I even I'll be honest, the first thing that flashed in my head was Barbie pink. That's exactly the first thing that flashed through my head. And their personality, they were hyper. They were hyper, but they weren't. It's one of those things where this shows a bias for me and my childhood. But I expected a almost ditzy Valley Girl like personality to come out of this dragon's mouth. Did not. Did not. Super hyper, but wise and stoic at the same time. It was a really interesting conversation. I do not know if I'm allowed to share its name or not, though. Wasn't extremely large. About to say, we'll say the size of a semi truck with its trailer on. Terror, I get that, but sadly, the multiverse, there's some things that just can't be forgiven. Creation and destruction have to exist hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. It's part of the balance. Which I'll be honest, that's going to be something you're going to wrestle with big time when you get closer to working with some of the higher elements. Let's see, Olivia. Yeah, I always felt sad when dragons were killed in movies. It's sad. But if it's that disastrous, it is needed. That is correct, Olivia. And I understand what you mean. I always, I have that same feeling myself. And it's one of the things that sucks about being a teacher. Because on one hand, I don't like seeing dragons get killed. I don't like that at all. But on the other hand, I have to state the facts as they stand. I can't, change it just because I don't like it. So it is something, I have to talk about. It's not always a conversation I like. In fact, many students will tell you, I've gotten a little misty in those conversations. And yeah, I will make fun of myself. I don't mind. Let's see. Which dragon do you have the most fun with? Oh, well, I mean, if you're not like talking the rulers or anything, if we, spread it out across the board, it'll be a toss up between my Comag and the Guardian. It really would. Because I just spend more time around them. We're always goofing off and having a blast. And every day I work with them, I laugh so hard. It's just amazing. Let's see. Wasabi. I'm trying to pick someone to commission artwork for Yoga Dragon Dragons. Wish me luck. Oh dear God, here he's still on that yoga image, people. Whoever does it, don't make me look too bad, please. Let's see, Tara, they probably want it to be pink because it's their favorite color. Seems simple. No, that is, honestly, that's very, very likely. I don't think I ever asked them why they were pink. I don't tend to ask those questions. I guess it's pretty simple to ask. I probably should have, but yeah. But no, a lot of dragons will just present as their favorite color. It's that simple. That's why you can't put meaning to their color. I know a lot of people try to, but you just can't do it. There is a sort of, kind of afterlife-ish for dragons. It's not exactly the same because they're already, yeah, it's really hard to explain. I'm going to have to do a video on that one, Tara. I might have to. Hellspine, welcome. Glad you can make it. We got a few minutes left. Good to see you as well. Let's see, CJ. I can do it. Oh, Lord. DM on Discord. Please, please don't make me look too bad, CJ. Please. The videos allow me to sit down, take notes, collect my thoughts, and, you know, present it in a more direct way without also watching the stream chat fly by and make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Are you going to start doing dragon yoga? Not to my knowledge. Right now, I'm doing my own yoga. I'm doing my own thing and working out. I'm doing my stuff. For those who want to, it's actually the DDP yoga. It's a very calisthenic hip strength training style yoga, which is more of my go-to, and it's also easier on the joints. It's just like my or my guardians have actually been doing the yoga with me, so everyone got a kind of a laugh about that. So it's not dragon yoga or anything like that. It's just the dragons have been working out with me, helping to encourage me and keep me doing what I'm doing. Let's see. There are. I don't mind it. I just, try not to make me look too bad. It's my only request. Because I'll be honest, you mentioned that drawing. I just see basically a big round ball doing a yoga position with two dragons near it, and not the most flattering of positions. So. But you guys are usually pretty good. You guys are good to me. You guys are. So I'm not too worried there. Let's see. I'll post it on Discord, but I want it on a mug. Well, we might be able to get it on a mug. We might look into that. Me, Hellspire? What did I gain from Dragon Magic? Freedom, actually. Dragon Magic is hands down the single thing that gave me my independence, my freedom, my self-mastery, and gave me control of my life. Basically, every good thing that I got going for me right now, I can honestly take you to a point in my life where I didn't have it. My life was a 100% full-on shit show. There really wasn't a good light in my life. And studying dragon magic, the friendships I built there, the wisdom they taught me, and the ability to gain that self-mastery, that understanding what balance meant, and meditating on that balance really did help me turn my entire life around. Absolutely. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm genuinely content and happy. I have goals that I'm still working toward, but I do not have any doubts that those goals will be met on time, if not ahead of time. So that'd be the biggest thing I could say, Hellspine. Jamu, that's actually a funny question because entities are generally entities. The only entity that associates entities as gods is us. We're the only ones that do it. So depending on who you talk to, Azazel's a god, and depending on who you talk to, Azazel's a demon. The same thing with many, many, many other entities out there, like Tiamat. You talk to the dragons, Tiamat's a dragon. You talk to people who worship her as a goddess, she's a goddess. Tiamat's one of the few dragons that she's okay being looked at as a goddess. But she has her reasons. I understand her reasons. But we're not going to get into that complex bag of string. But yeah, what makes a god is really based upon how the person views it. These entities all have power out there. And there are plenty of entities that, like Archangel Michael, not a seraphim, but there are people and entities across the multiverse that look to him as a deity and a god. So it's really hard to say that. It really is. And I know I probably just royally teed off so many religious and spiritual people with that. And I apologize. Sorry, not sorry though, because I'm not a spiritual or religious person. You all know that. So to me, they are all entities, and I treat them that way. And that's how I kind of stumbled on that little info. But I think that's actually a good thing for people to understand. First off, it breaks the habit of I need to find the most powerful entity I can to work with. Boy, if that's your goal in Magic, just stop. Just stop. You're in it for the wrong reasons. Secondly, and probably most personally, and I think we all agree with this one on here, it stops the religious pissing contest. Oh my God. I respect religion. I respect spiritualism. You do you, bro. Whatever you want to do. If it's helping you manifest the life you want, you do it. Awesome. I support it. But when you start bashing other people on the head with it, now I got a problem. So hopefully, if that view and understanding gets out, it might stop a bit of the competitions. Maybe not. Again, humans can be very hubris and stubborn entities. All right, let's see what we got here. I'll take a few more before we close out here tonight. I got to jump back in and do some more editing. I'm a little bit behind due to waiting around on meetings. So I got some editing to do tonight because I'd rather do it tonight and get it done late than do it on my day off tomorrow. You know how that goes. Elspine, love you, brother. I can resonate with you. Hey, Elspine, what's up to you? Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. Appreciate you coming in and joining us and your support of the channel. I'm glad I can be helpful. Really am, man. Hades Black Flame. Hello, first time seeing you live. Hey, Lord Hades Black Flame. Welcome. Yeah, I worked with Hades a while myself. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. He's actually the one that sent me over to work with Hell for the first time. I'm glad you could join us. Shame you caught us right at the end, man. Maybe you'll catch us Sunday. Sunday, we'll be back here for coffee hour on Sunday. You definitely got to jump in here and join us for that. But I am so glad you can make it. Let's see, Jamu. Oh, I loved your reaction. You answered my question 100%. Thank you. I love how well you can teach. Well, I'm an expressive person. I'm Southern. What do y'all expect? Okay. And if you didn't know I was Southern, turn the volume up because I can't hide it. I have a twang that's just over here going twangy, twangy, twang, twang. But that does make me an expressive person as well. So, and I'm glad I'm able to answer the question. And I'm glad that my teaching style, which I thought was just Southern ranting, is being beneficial to so many people, Jamie. That is awesome to hear. Thank you very much. Let's see. The Yahweh question, Tara, save that one. Save that one for when we have a bit more time. That is a great question. Save that one. Let's see. The stream was awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If you can't tell, the working out and the eating slightly better is kind of ramped my energy up. So you may have to deal with a slightly more hyper Drake from now on. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully that's not a problem, but it seems like most of you seem to enjoy the stream tonight, which I had a lot of fun myself. So that's good. That's good. Let's see. All right, let's get these last ones up here before we say goodnight. I heard someone say, why work with different entities and complicate stuff when you can simply work with the source? I guess they meant the source of all things. What's your opinion? Viewpoint and understanding. Here's the thing. Everyone, this includes entities, is going to have a different point of view and different views and ideals and wisdoms that they can share. The more ideals and wisdom and points of view that you get, the more clear picture of the entirety you get. Entities have an understanding of us. For example, the Norse gods and the Greek gods and the Roman gods, they have drastically different viewpoints and identities and ways that they approach things. Even so, when you throw in the Egyptian gods. So these different viewpoints and wisdoms can all come into play and benefits the magician to understand these different viewpoints. By and large, that's going to help humanity grow as a whole itself, because the more you understand about another, the better it is. It's like my old mentor from Japan used to tell me, Japan loves to share their culture with other people because it breeds wisdom and understanding between the cultures. I think one of the biggest horrible things we have done recently is this whole cultural appropriation ideology where it's like, don't touch it, it's not yours, you can't learn about it. That is actually creating a divide between people and segregating them off. And that kind of isolation is hurtful to humanity as a whole. The same thing goes to entities in the multiverse. Source is so detached from who we are as an individual that it becomes alien. And that alien, emotionalist, even mentalist concept. Because if you get into soul travel into source is some weird stuff. But source is almost like a nothingness in and of itself. And it's an extremely live energy, but it's also extremely dead. It's like there's just nothing there, and yet everything's there, but it's weird. And it can be excessively hard to relate to and translate back down. This actually slows down progress and learning. It's not to say source doesn't have its uses. Obviously it does in soul travel and many other things. But it is not actually ideal to learn from just one thing. Don't believe me? Look at Christianity. The second you shut the door on all things around you and you gain tunnel vision and you're in an echo chamber, you got a problem. A magician should seek to get outside that echo chamber anytime they can. They should seek understanding, wisdom, anywhere they can, and try to sit down and learn as much as they can. when I'm out in town, I'm a talkative little bugger. I will sit down and have coffee with people I don't know because I got a chance to learn something. That's one of the reasons I say I enjoy being wrong. That's a chance to learn something. And the same thing with getting out of an echo chamber. I love to hear what people say. I love to hear their opinions, and I love to talk through it. And I really do. I roll it over in my head and I consider it and I meditate on it. That's how I learn. That's how I grow. And that's how we should all attempt to do that, in my opinion. But that's my 2 cents. But Radu, that was a really good question. Thank you for asking. Didn't mean to get onto a bit of a rant there for you there, but I hope that helps answer your question a little bit. Too busy, smack that like. Yes, everyone, hit that like button. Let YouTube know you like my rantings and ramblings and coffee drinking lunacy. Well, you dealt with the hyper. Yeah, I did deal with the hyper pink dragon. Austin Embry, are you committed to being Norse, or are you just doing something like pathworking? That depends on how you say committed. Norse magic is one of the 2 primary things I focus on. So I mean, actually, the 2 deities that I work with that are the main 2 I work with all the time. Well, 3 are Odin, Freya, and Hel. I work with them daily. So in that sense, I guess you could say I am committed to Norse. It is a main part of my practice. I clarify that because if you're wondering if I've went over to a coven and done any initiation ceremonies, nope. But then again, most heathen and Norse groups don't do initiation ceremonies. But yeah, so I hope that helps a little there, Austin. Let's see. The red dragon that is used in draconic magic is bad. Is it the beast? The red dragon used in draconic. Are you talking about draconic magic like the Temple of the Ascending Flame, or because I'm not sure what you're talking about? Because if you're talking about like the red dragon, like the ruler of fire, Ingus Salor in dragon magic, he's not bad at all. But in draconic or the draconian path, which isn't dragon magic, most of those entities aren't even dragons. They're entities that are shape changed as dragons. But by and large, the beast is a term that's used in multiple varieties of ways, and literature and lore, and usually has more relevance within Christian lore than anything else. So when it comes to the beast, I usually don't worry about the beast. But the beast is mentioned in the Cliffoth. I can't remember how they pronounce the name right off, so I don't want to give you a wrong name. But it's not any of the common names. But it's also not a dragon. So I would need a bit more clarification there, Alexandra, on exactly which red dragon we're discussing. So if you can, get some clarification for me on Sunday, and I'll try and answer that for you a bit clearer. All right, everyone. I am going to have to pop out of here. This has been a lot of fun. A lot of great questions. Y'all are awesome. Be sure to join us Sunday for Magical Coffee Hour. We'll drink some coffee. We'll have some fun. We'll close off this weekend right with some laughs and hopefully answer some questions. Maybe I'll even have the right hat on. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of like the way this one looks on the stream, actually. Yeah. All right. Well, oh, hold on. Might need to clean it. It's a little dirty, but that's okay. And we do have a video coming out Tuesday. Keep an eye out for that. And we have just a few lessons left in the Rune Magic class that is we're posting here on the YouTube channel. So keep your eyes out for those as well as we complete that experiment. And everyone, you have a awesome weekend. Stay safe, have fun, get as much research and working done as you can. And I will see y'all Sunday for the Magical Coffee Hour. Until then, take it easy and good night.